At the end of last year, I made this video about all the amazing looking new roller coasters opening in the UK and Ireland in 2024. And now here we are in the actual future, and all of these rides have opened to the public. From record-breaking hypercoasters to cutting-edge family fun, brand new themed lands and classics from the past brought crashing into the present. But did they all deliver? And more importantly, which coasters absolutely smashed it and which ones left us wanting more? I'm Paul, and these are the new for 2024 UK and Irish roller coasters ranked. But first of all, a little disclaimer to say that there are no bad rides on this list. I think all of these coasters have delivered in one way or another, but something has to be bottom. So without further ado, number 7, Minifigure Speedway, Legoland Windsor. This pair of Sierra boomerang coasters are surprisingly forceful for what they are, and have caught me off guard on every ride. The interactions between the two trains and the racing dynamic is all put together really well into a nice family coaster package, where Team Legends face Team All-Stars. The presentation of this attraction could be improved though, with its not particularly attractive corrugated iron panel queue line only broken up by a few signs and character statues, although the giant statue of Roxy is impressive as she towers over us all like some sort of kaiju overlord. And the billboard is a nice touch too, as is the character select screen before riders head into the station. A great addition to Legoland Windsor, which fills an important gap in the lineup, and a thoroughly fun pair of coasters. There's just better to come. Sorry Roxy, please don't hurt me. Number 6 is the Quest at Emerald Park. Emerald Park opened their new themed area of Tir Na Nog in May, complete with 2 brand new Vekoma roller coasters. The Quest is a junior boomerang, which follows a similar layout to that of Ekaba Light Explorers at Energylandia and Sarvan at Farup Summerland, in that it has more of a sprawling course rather than the more traditional compact version. The ride experience itself is a fairly standard boomerang affair in that it sends you through the course forwards and backwards, and it's elevated by the interactions it has with Na Fianna Force and the awesome castle turret which wraps around the spike. Seeing Fianna Force fly overhead while you're sat in Quest Station is also a really cool experience. There are still some finishing touches to be added to the station queue line too, so the Quest could become one of the most complete family boomerang packages once finished, but as it stands still adequately fulfills its role as a family focused all-rounder. Number 5, the Wave, Drayton Manor. The first of 2 refurbished coasters on this list is the Wave at Drayton Manor. Formerly Shockwave, this ride had its stand-up train removed and humanely destroyed in a controlled explosion, to be replaced with a new and quite unattractive sit-down train by Art Engineering, complete with lap bars, which prove that looks aren't everything, as this train upgrades the Wave's ride experience significantly. More airtime, more whip, and a zero-G roll that's been elevated to top-tier inversion status. The new theming touches around the ride, especially the lifeguard hut entrance signage and the billboard head chopper, are very welcome additions too, and the station has been spruced up to reflect the Wave's new surfing theme. It's not all been plain sailing for the Wave though, with restraint sensor issues massively impacting on load times, even leading to entire rows being closed off, and the decision to only install one train impacting the ride's capacity. In terms of ride experience and theming, the Wave is an upgrade for sure, and with a little more investment could have ranked higher on this list. Well, what a year Drayton Manor have had, and we stay there for number 4 on this list, which is their brand new family lift and launch coaster, Gold Rush, which has been manufactured by Intamin and acts as the headline attraction in the new Frontier Falls land. With just a 1 metre height requirement to ride, this coaster provides entry-level fun for all the family, along with 2 different ride modes which leave you guessing and coming back for that alternate cycle. Depending on which random cycle you get, your highlights might include a reverse drop down the lift hill, either a forwards or backwards launch through a fireworks shed, and a few nice little bumps of air throughout the layout. Gold Rush is a wonderful example of the modern family coaster, which will introduce younger riders to some new and interesting forces and elements. It's been well presented, fits the park's target market to a T, and offers a fun and unique experience for riders of all ages. I'd say that's a successful investment. We're into top 3 territory now, so let me know your favourite brand new coaster down in the comments, and if you're enjoying the video then hitting the like button is the best way you can support the channel. Number 3 is Nemesis Reborn at Alton Towers. The iconic Nemesis underwent an almost complete retrack in preparation for this alien Crab Queen's 30th birthday, and she celebrated her dirty 30s with a fresh new black and red aesthetic. Honestly, the glow up this B&M invert has received from a purely theming perspective is wonderful, with the eye already becoming an infamous and Instagrammable photo spot. It's not just the station building that's been spruced up though, with new theming pieces added to a queue line which now offers bird's eye views of Nemesis in in action. In fact, the whole of the Forbidden Valley looks so much better, and the inclusion of roaming actors really helps sell the backstory of the Nemesis monster. It's a shame then that the Nemesis Reborn ride experience doesn't quite hit the legendary heights of the original, with a very noticeable judder in some sections of the layout, and I don't feel it quite has the graceful ferocity of the OG Nemesis. It's still a quality layout, packed with positive forces, but I found myself feeling a bit underwhelmed every time I've hit the brake run, which is a shame, so my former number 1 UK roller coaster will have to settle for third on this list. Number 2, Na Fianna Force at Emerald Park. We stay hanging below the track but head back to Ireland for number 2 and Na Fianna Force. The second of the new coasters installed for Tir na Nog is a new generation Vekoma suspended thrill coaster, and this thing impressed me so much. As previously discussed with the Quest, the interactions between these two coasters is fantastic to watch and experience both on and off ride, and the general presentation of Fianna Force is to a high standard, with an awesome Celtic castle station and queue-line pre-show prepping riders for battle. The coaster itself is forceful, whippy and yet graceful. The drop really drags you, the elements all feel well considered and placed, and there's a gloriously floaty downward corkscrew which feels wonderful and complements the snappy nature of the rest of the attraction. Then you bounce up, down and side to side as you slalom your way back to the station. This coaster is comfortable, forceful, has great pacing and more importantly massively elevates Emerald Park's ride lineup. I love Na Fianna Force and would like to see so many more parks invest in these Vekoma suspended thrill coasters. Number 1, Hyperia at Thorpe Park. And number 1, you knew it was coming, Pete.
Knew this was coming, Pete.
Let's be honest, it was always going to be Hyperia, wasn't it? Thorpe Park's record-breaking Golden Goddess may have had a few teething problems, but the sheer awesomeness of its ride experience cannot be underestimated. From that crazy twisted drop to the airtime-packed Immelman to that bonkers outer bank turn to the frankly insane amounts of hang time you get through the dive loop stall, Hyperia stacks heavy-hitting elements back to back to back for a fantastic combination of sensations. You feel the speed and you get lifted out of those very comfortable trains multiple times throughout your ride. The splashdown is a missed opportunity and has felt largely irrelevant as the season has gone on, but the Outer Bank Stengel dive thing that follows is super fun. I think more could certainly have been done with the theming and landscaping around the ride and queue line, particularly around that splashdown which just feels a bit out of place, but as a pure thrill ride, Hyperia delivers in almost every other way, despite the fair criticisms about its length. So pull down your comfortable lap bar and let this Mack Rise beauty take you 236 feet into the heavens so you can find your fearless on the UK's best roller coaster. Let me know below how many of these new coasters you've ridden and what you thought of them. You can find reviews and opening day vlogs for many of them up on the screen now, and please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.